to it. Let's get right to it. I don't know how to do it. Yeah, let's fix that. All right. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Let's jump right into these charts today. Let's see what we're getting into. We got some alerts going on from yesterday. It had Trump starting to back down on this whole, well, not back down. He's pretty much trying to claim early victory, saying the war is about to be over soon. And that caused markets to do a nice rebound bounce yesterday. This little bounce right here, this big old 3 bar you see right here, we were all the way down here. We came all the way back up after that tweet. And this is where we are now. Let's see if we put a 2-3-2 reversal in. If we put a 2-3-2 reversal in on a daily, which means the 2 down, indecisive 3 bar, followed by a 2 up, that's usually a good signal for a reversal. That's one of my favorite reversal patterns. And then that could set us up for a 2-3-2 on the weekly potentially, but this week we would have to close this week above 688 on SPY, which would mean a nice pushback to last week's high above that. And that could get us prepared for the 2-3-2 bullish breakout to the upside. If we do a 3 bar on this weekly, oh yeah, I'm going in on some calls at least 2 weeks out, because I see us pushing back up to retest 690s. 694 at least. We're going to test that. We're going to break 700. If we push back above 688, 690, we're going to break 700 on this next push. So that's the number everybody's waiting for on SPY. SPY is 700. We're going to see if we get that. Let's look at what the... I was looking at some momentum yesterday. I was big on momentum. So I started using this indicator, the stochastic RSI. I don't know if you guys want to pull that up, if you want to look it up on TradingView. This stochastic RSI, this indicator right here. So this traces the momentum of the momentum, which is an interesting thing that you want to watch, because this will let you know when the MACD itself is starting to lose momentum. Let's say we're in a push-up rally, right? And the MACD is crossing over to the upside, and it looks like it's stalling out somewhere, and you're not sure if the rally is going to continue or break down. This indicator is going to show you early on whether that stall out is trending towards breaking down, or if it's still holding strength to go back up, to go up further. So this is going to be a helpful tool I want to start using as far as measuring the momentum inside the momentum. This is another version of it down here. I'm just comparing the two to see which one works better for me, which one gives more actionable signals. But right now, that's a new tool for the day for you guys. You guys can plug this in, stochastic RSI. Leave the settings pretty much standard as it is right now, but you try that out as far as testing momentum. The KST right now, the no short thing, is still in a bearish trend. So is the RSI on SPY. It hasn't crossed back up to the upside yet, but we are starting to see a crossover on the momentum measurements of the momentum, the stochastic. I'm going to say that word 10 times fast, but that is starting to show a crossover to the upside as of yesterday, going into today. So if we put a 2 up today, I'll be comfortable staying in my calls, or maybe even dollar cost averaging into my calls, making them a larger position as we look for this 684 target on SPY. All right, so we're gonna put that alert in up there. Hopefully that hits. And let's look at some momentum. Let's look at what oil's doing today. What is oil doing? Is oil still tanking? Oil came down crazy. Look at this wick. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But every indicator told you oil was severely overbought. All the momentum indicators, from the RSI, the KST is almost 100 points higher than the baseline, so that was showing severe overbought activity. You even had this stochastic RSI above the high range. This thing was flowing up here in the hundreds, so this would have been a signal that this started giving you the signal that oil was overbought pretty early on, actually. This started showing you when the momentum flipped. Let's see if we could see a momentum flip on this new momentum indicator, if it would have gave us an idea before that crazy pullback came in that it was going to happen. All right. So if you're a futures trader and you're looking at oil futures, you could have used this momentum indicator to show you that when we had this little flattening out right here of oil overnight, this was what, 10 p.m., 11 p.m. to midnight, and this time frame right here, this was letting you know oil it crossed to the downside, back to the downside. This would have let you know that oil is getting ready to have a pullback, and they would have told you that at around $115. So that would have saved you from getting caught in this drastic pullback if you're an oil futures trader. So this is the power of understanding momentum. Sometimes you want to get in early, sometimes you want to get in later. You want to wait for confirmation on the later momentum charts. But as you see, the later you wait, the more of a loss you take. But it usually comes with more of a confirmed push in that direction. So we had the cross down on the MACD at what? After midnight when we had this pull down. I mean on the RSI after midnight when this pull down happened. So now you had a crossover down on the stochastic. I can't say this fucking word. And the RSI together. So that was double confirmation. That's kind of led to even a deeper pullback than this first one. And then from there, if you still hadn't shorted, because that gave you an opportunity to short oil at $103 if you weren't out your longs. And it stayed there for you pretty much until opening at 10 a.m. And then it took its next leg down. So I'm showing y'all to show you this, that the market gives you opportunities. If you have the right tools in place and you studying them correctly and you are back testing them to see when they give signals and how effective those signals are, these tools will let you know and stop you from being surprised so often. So that's why I love momentum. Momentum is a big indicator in the market. So this is my momentum setup right here. You can set up your momentum. You can have your momentum set up based on the indicators you like to use, but these are the ones I use in my community, and this is how we're going to track that momentum for today. Let's see what we got going on the price alerts. What's going on with Nvidia? Today is looking good. On the hourly, we still holding strong short-term momentum. It still looks good there. We had a crossover on the RSI on the hourly, and the KST is in positive territory. So Nvidia is looking really strong right now. We're more likely than not to get this push up to 186.12. I got an alert at 185.68, then 187.42. This is not my levels page. This is just momentum. I got random lines on here, and these are not actual. I don't know why I put these levels in sometime on this page. But Nvidia, yes. Oh, JBS. I just got a JBS alert. JBS above 1575, G. They put in the 3-bar on the hourly.
Yeah, and I also like Circle, bro. I like Circle for the future.
Me too. I was looking at the last night and said, yo, they chart looks strong, man.
Strong, bro. So, Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, made a statement about 2 days ago saying that there's going to be more AI. There's going to be AI agents making more crypto transactions than humans in less than 5-10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I got from that?
What?
Stable coins are going to take off because AI agents aren't humans. They cannot open bank accounts.
No. They could do crypto accounts though, right?
Store their stable. Where do they store their stable value? In wallets.
Mm-hmm.
They do it with stable coins.
Mm-hmm.
So the AI agents will be making as much transactions,
if more
transactions than humans, then stable coins will take off.
Yeah, I agree.
And Circle owns about 2 or 3 stable coins.
Look at them at 117 today, man. Let's check them out.
117. I just looked at them about 30 minutes ago. It was at 115.
Yeah, so I looked at them yesterday. It was at 110 something.
There you go.
That's why I was like, shit. I feel like I kind of missed the move. They get a little hot right now. I'm not gonna lie, boy. Them motherfuckers is hot. Let me look at the RSI for them. The RSI on the daily is definitely hot. They do for a little pullback. If we could catch them, they come back down to around 110 to 105. I like that range right there. I'm gonna put an alert at 111. I'm gonna put this alert right there at 111 on circle, and we're going to see how this pans out. So we see they're a little hot right here. Well, that's okay. See, the RSI shows it's about 78 right now, so that's a little bit overbought. We want to wait for this to probably to come back down, collapse back down closer to this support line here, this baseline momentum, and this short-term momentum indicator has been flopping like a fish up and down above the line for the last couple days since March 3rd. So last cross we had was a cross down, but now like it's getting ready to cross back up. That could mean circle could push up to 120. You gotta go back to the weekly levels for circle. Let me go back to the weekly level chart because I think I got some levels on circle. Yeah, definitely got some levels on circle. So 110 or 111 was a crucial level for circle. They're pushing through a selling block right now. They got a selling block that goes all the way up until about 122. That'll pretty much fill a weekly pullback that they had going back to November. When they broke down from 126, they broke down all the way pretty much to 95, 106 range, and then they held in and they broke down again. So yeah, it's recovering. It's a nice recovery pattern it's showing right here. And if we reclaim this 120, I'm gonna make this a crucial level. I'm gonna color this. Let's see if that's a monthly level. Let's go to monthly levels real quick. I feel like I had a feeling that was a monthly level. Someone told me this is a monthly level right here, 120, 122. 122.80. That's gonna be a monthly level. So when we get above there, that explains the selling block as well. So once we get above 122.80, that could be a go. And you could ride that wave all the way back up to the 160s. Okay, circle, talk to me. I like circle grabbing them at 123. Long call. That's not letting me label. What the fuck? That's not letting me label this. What the fuck? What the fuck? Alright, hold on now. Needs to be able to name these alerts. Why they not letting me name the alert no more? What's going on here? Can't name your alerts no more? What trading view do? Oh, that's some shit. I feel like I just named an alert yesterday. Oh, and the message. Here you go. Why I gotta go all the way? Oh, they reformatted it. Okay. And I'm gonna put this as the long call. If we come back down to 110, 111, I like that as support. But if that support doesn't hold, it could go back down to, damn, 95 is not that far away. And that's another monthly level. Yeah. Gotta be careful with them down here. It's a volatile ass company. But I do like them. Micron's still pushing right now. But yeah, JBS put a 3-bar in on the daily today. I mean on the hourly. Let's see if they keep that momentum pushing. They did put a 2 up on the daily. What other alerts we had go off today? Bloom Energy. This is another one I like to watch. Bloom Energy. I like to watch Bloom Energy. They're tied closely to the IWM, so if they're bouncing, I'm pretty sure the IWM is on a nice push today. Yes, it is. See, IWM at 255. I got some IWM calls. Let me see where they're at right now.
Yeah, that $4 call you told me shot up to $6 though right now. I mean the 4 cents.
Mm-hmm. They moving. IWM's on the move. I need a little more of a push though. I need IWM about 258. I'm looking for this gap down to be refilled all the way to the body. Because then IWM had a gap down. It's kind of pretty much refilled it yesterday. And now we're going to be recovering this sell gap. So I want to put a target. I want to put an alert right here. I see a lot of resistance coming in on these bottom wicks. I want to say give me an alert at 258. 257.90 even better. Call target. You can change the sound on here. Okay. Got that alert set. Let's keep pushing IWM. Come on now. Don't play with me. Spy, what we doing right here? Spy got a lot of patterns that are showing it to pull back. Like, God damn, how many targets they got down here? The rising wedge. Got a target on 663. Rectangle. 2 rectangles. I got 2 rectangles at once. That's crazy. That's a shorter time. Let me go to the daily. What are we looking like on the daily? We gotta put in a bullish pattern. I feel like we put in 1, 2. This is like a triple bottom almost that we just did. That third bottom just dipped a little bit further. I feel like this is like a triple bottom that we're reacting off of. Let's go to the 2 hour. I like the 2 hour chart too. Damn. And let's look at SPY's momentum because I'm thinking about taking a little scalp call on SPY. I gotta check that momentum first. Yeah, we're just crossing over on daily. I kind of like SPY call right here, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, I like SPY right here. I think we should test out a call up to that 684 level. Let's see what the SPY, how much they want for these SPY contracts. IWM. Let's look at SPY momentum compared to IWM. Look at Microsoft flopping like a fish at 410. Let's check IWM momentum really quick. IW momentum just crossing to the upside here on a short-term momentum, so we can get a little push coming in soon. This is on the hourly. Let's check SPY on the hourly. SPY looking good on the hourly too, and everything looking kind of good right now. I'm not gonna lie. Trying to see if we about to get a little pullback before the rally continues. Let's go down to the 5-minute. Alright, I'm gonna wait for the 5-minute momentum to slow down a little bit, and I'm gonna jump in on that. And then the same thing with the IWM. Wait for that momentum to slow down a little bit, because it's a little hot right now. Don't want to get caught in some kind of pullback. And we'll probably dollar cost averaging on those calls for the next push up, for the next leg up that it's going to take. Alright, cool. Let's see what's going on with the S&P right now. S&P consumer discretionary is leading the way. Oh no, sorry, technology. $418 million in orders in technology. Energy is pulling back a little bit today. The financials again smacked today. Utilities a little bit. Real estate got smacked today, down 9.2 million. And consumer staples. So right now, consumer discretionary, healthcare, industrials, materials, technology, and communication services are pushing the market today. Top buy imbalances on Micron, Tesla, Intel, SanDisk, and Nvidia. So let's see Tesla chart. Tesla should be pushing today then, if that is the case. Tesla is chopping. So there might be opportunity there. So it got so much buy imbalance on Tesla today. Let's see what happened. It did gap up overnight. It refilled the gap back down. They touched the top wick up yesterday. So that gives it a retest and clarity to push up to, let's say, at least 408. Momentum wise, let's see. On the hourly, it's looking a little bit hot. As far, oh, not on the RSI indicator. The short-term momentum indicator is looking hot. You could be in for a short little pullback before we push. Let me look at the 30 minutes. Go down on the time frame some. Okay, on the smaller time frames, I like how momentum is looking for Tesla. Do we have any KST crossovers?
Those IWN contracts just shot up again.
IWM want to move again? Hey, let's go. IWM 256.
The return is shaky though. My shit's shooting up. 1 minute I'm up 23%, then it's back down to 6.
Because you in what, a 0 day, right? Yeah. That's how them joints move, man. So every time people don't mess with them things, man, they move crazy. Let me see. Alright, so that was IWM. We said Tesla. I was looking at Tesla real quick. Let's look at some Tesla level. I like Tesla. I said back to 408 at least, and then after that we could potentially retest 411. What Tesla contracts looking like right now? Because you know they've added like midweek 0-day contracts on a lot of stocks and ETFs. They like used to be only on Friday, but now they got like a Wednesday 0-day.
Yeah, I seen that. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's weird. I'm like, huh, okay.
Mine used to everything ending on Friday. I guess it's gonna be a momentum swing.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's look at let me look at Tesla on the trend though. Tesla is still holding in an uptrend on the daily. on the weekly for sure, believe it or not. On the daily, let me see. The name was in a downtrend. Kind of consolidation on the daily, and then towards the bottom of that consolidation right now. So we can get a nice pop out of Tesla from down here. We really can. You can easily pop back up to like the 430 range. 435 before hitting really heavy resistance. It's going to hit resistance first at 420. But if that 420 breaks, yeah, it's going to 435. And that's where the real resistance I see coming in at. Before we either going to leg up for sure or it's going to reject back down. Okay. And right now, momentum is coming back into positive territory. It was still a little negative down here, but they had the crossover for sure. Yeah, Tesla could have a push coming. Based on momentum, it looks like it could definitely have a little push coming. I wouldn't blame somebody if they want to test it up to 408. I would use this 402 as support, 402.30. As long as it holds above there, you can stay in your trade. But we're going to use that as support on this particular look, on this Tesla look. And prime entry is really sitting around like 404.60, I want to say. Let's pull up the gamma on Tesla too. Let's see what it's hitting for. Let's pull up the Qs. What's the Qs doing? The Qs sitting at 610. Oh, 612. Look at the Qs go. My Q calls was up 12%. Now we up 28%. That's what I like to see. I had some Q calls for March 12th. I got one contract. The 610 calls for March 12th. So we about to be in the money. I like that. So the gamma flip for Tesla was at 391, which makes sense. They have heavy positive momentum going up to 410, like I said. So you may get some sell-off after 410 gets hit. There's a lot of people holding contracts waiting right there at that strike price. And then you got 420 as the next highest level of volume after that. 313 has the most contract exposure, so people are willing to swing into the 13. And it's bullish. Okay. Like I said, let's see if we can catch Tesla on a little pullback. Trading a little hot on the hourly. As tempting as some moves may look, if it's too hot, momentum is too hot, and you see you're kind of late into the move, wait for that next pullback. Do not be greedy and feel like you got to catch every opportunity. Sometimes momentum has passed, the moment is gone. You got to wait for the next pullback. Don't chase.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
Hate chasing.
I hate that shit, man. That's when that FOMO kicks in, and I'll be like, maybe I can squeeze half of it.
And you get caught in the one reversal today. It's the one you get caught in. So you definitely got to be careful there. But that's why I think these indicators will help you out, seeing like, all right, is this a good time that I want to be jumping in on this rally? Because sometimes it could be rallying, but it's still being negative momentum territory because it got hit so hard. So if you catch that rally at the right time and it's not overly bought already, or the line hasn't crossed to the positive side yet on momentum, but you see the rally, then that'll be the time. even if the price looks like you already missed out on $5, $10 of the move. That's okay, but especially if the momentum's not overbought yet. But if it's overbought and you got the $5, $10 move, just wait for the next pullback. Patience is key.
I'm still using this institutional order block. I feel like it's fairly accurate.
The institutional order blocks, yeah, the institutional order blocks are good to know where the money is sitting at. That is for sure good. Where they're sitting to looking to buy, looking where support comes in.
Yeah, I don't necessarily trust the fair value gaps because they'll come and then disappear like in a second. So it's like, okay, cool, this is a very fair value gap. Be aware of this range. But other than that, I kind of just depend on, I don't know, it's been too much news going on lately to really focus on fair value gaps, you know?
Yeah, the value gaps, you can't pay attention to the gaps because the gaps not going to hold. They're not going to respect the gaps as much because of, like you said, the volatility in the news. It'll just push right back down through it. I feel you.
I'm buying my first $500 contract tomorrow or Thursday, man. What you recommend? You put it in the Discord already?
Yeah, I got the price levels out there. I will look for, like I said, right now it's a choppy season. I will look for something that you get a couple weeks that you could afford at least a month that far out. So that will just eliminate a certain sector of companies for you right there. So look on that price list, the price chart list, and see what contracts you can afford that are a month out that will cost $500. That fall within, around those price targets. They don't got to necessarily fall around the price targets. It just got to be one of the companies on the list that you can afford a month out contract on to the upside or downside, that whatever side you're looking for. If the contract 30 days out is too much, then that might not be the company for you to start with. But I want you to get something with some time because I want you to use that money not to just get the better return off a 10-20% return. I also want you to have the luxury of being able to get some time and not feeling the pressure of God damn, I got this 500, I need to sell this week, or else I'm gonna lose all my money. I don't want that pressure on you. Alright, Tesla may be getting ready to bounce here. A little short-term momentum dip. Is this the dip that we need? Is that the dip that I need? This is entry determination time. So the reason I'm looking at Tesla is flirting around this call entry level here at 405.50 that I have for it. So I'm just trying to see how momentum is holding right around this range. If it holds and pushes strong back up here, I'm grabbing that call and looking for 410. Let's see where the VIX is at. The VIX is pulling down. We got the VIX down at 22 now. We need the VIX back below 20. And that can happen probably in the next week. I think this week we'll probably stay above 20. May float around down near 20 and bounce back up to 21, 22 where we are now, kind of float. But I can see the VIX is definitely gonna look to break this support down here at $20.52, but this is gonna hold for a little bit. So keep an eye on the VIX as well. When the VIX gets down closer to 20, if you're in any calls or anything like that and you're in profit, I'll look to start taking those profits because the VIX is most likely going to start bouncing off of 20 and start trying to come back up before it fails and really collapses down and the market takes off again. Let me see what other alerts I had going on. Let's look at my boy Mikey Soft. Microsoft looking ridiculous on the daily. Look at these. It almost put a 3-bar in today, but it didn't do it. Ooh, that's one hell of a pivot. They hit people with a Barry Sanders juke move up here. This right here. Oh, if you was in calls, you just knew you was about to put a 3-bar in and go to 413 today. They said nope. Rejection at 410. Right back down to 405. Let's take a look. Let's see if you could have seen that coming with the momentum If you would have seen that pivot coming before everybody else. So pre-market, if you looking, this is the 5 minute. We ain't gonna do it off the 5 minute. Let's say we was looking at a 30-minute chart. This is a chart people look at a lot. So let's say even at open. At open, you probably been looking at the 15. So open today. If you was watching the 15-minute chart, or even let me see what this said the hourly. Yeah, even the hourly would have told you pre-market to get out, to not jump in on Microsoft calls this morning until you saw this start to pick back up. But yeah, on pre-market, the stochastic momentum indicators told you that we're about to have a pullback coming in the open. So did the RSI, crossed over down to the downside pre-market. And then if you came down to the 15 at open, if you weren't sure you wanted to test that open, at open this crossed to the downside as well. And so did the RSI. So this should have gave you a signal that Microsoft was going to pull back off that 410 this morning. But now we're looking at it back to the upside. You see we had the crossover back to the upside right here, right when we got this first 2 up bar. And it's holding momentum to the upside. So Microsoft could be bouncing off of 405 and looking to go retest that 410 now. I will look to see if we get a cross on the RSI back to the upside down here to support this move. If not, then this could just be a pump fake. So I want to see this RSI follow up with this crossover. We want to see crossovers on every momentum indicator working your way down.
Yeah, I gotta get on the laptop with most screens. Hold up.
Take away that one. Might bring it back later, but for right now, I think these 3 are good. All right, Microsoft, can we find support at 405? So key level for Microsoft this week is that 413. If it gets above 413, it's going to put a 2 up on the weekly, which will be a crucial look for it, because if you could see down here, Microsoft has been oversold a little bit for a couple weeks now. And this is be a good pivot momentum to bring it back into buying territory, or outside of bearish territory, start coming back bullish again. We want to see the RSI crossover, of course, but this stochastic crossed over on the weekly already, so that's a good signal, early signal. And if we get this 413 this week, oh yeah, it's going to be up. Microsoft is going for 420, 423 after that. There are a lot of orders sitting up at 420 for Microsoft, so we got to be careful when it gets up around that level. And put a little... And then we have the actual level right here on Microsoft at 423. $407.50 is the call entry for this week that I gave to the group. So if anybody on the live, you could go ahead and catch that, jump in on that if you want. And let's see, anything else in the news I want to cover today? I think that was the main thing I wanted to jump in this today was with the charts this morning. Let's keep going. Let's see if any important news drop. Gotta keep an eye on the news. IEA countries to meet later Tuesday on release of oil reserves, but no decision made yet. Emergency reserves are going to be released, and that is one of the main reasons why oil has dropped today. People anticipating those reserves being released and increasing the supply. So that's going to create an abundance of oil again. But is the gas price going to come right back down? Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. The savages and crooks of the oil companies are not going to bring down the prices anywhere nearly as fast as they put them up off of news like this. They had a rumor that the Strait of Hormuz was going to be closed. Gas prices rose to like 20 cents. Let's see what else we have going on. Iran war, Hexes says Tuesday, will be our most intense day of strikes. So it sounds like it's an all or nothing kind of campaign this week for the Iran war. Like we're going all in as far as strikes and attacking, and then they plan on trying to do some kind of pullout after that, after causing so much death and destruction. Let's see how smooth that plan goes. Let me see. Any other good news? Any other news that's popping out to me? No. Let's see. Let's check out the reports today. Existing home sales came out a little bit bullish today, higher than expected, which is good because the housing market had been in a little slump recently. Tomorrow we have core inflation coming out, so you want to keep your eyes out for core inflation report tomorrow morning. It's pretty much all around inflation tomorrow, so the market is definitely going to move based on how these reports come in. We have to keep a close eye on inflation. Core inflation month over month, and then Thursday, we have building permits, housing starts. Another important report letting know how much housing projects and construction projects are being conducted right now. Are people still building? That's what Thursday is really about. Are people still building, and how is the construction and building environment of the country right now? Is it healthy or unhealthy, or is it slower than expected? Friday, we got core PCE, durable goods orders, GDP, personal income, personal spending, jobs report, and Michigan consumer. So this is a lot of reports based around the consumer's activities. So our personal income, our personal spending habits month over month, the job openings, and Michigan's consumer sentiment. So how this survey is measuring consumer sentiment towards the market. Then we have GDP growth coming in, which is going to be important, seeing how the country's general domestic product is growing. Right now, we have a forecast of 1.4%, which is very low compared to the previous report of 4.4%. So if we come in higher than this expectation, hopefully that'll be a bullish catalyst for the market. If it comes in lower than this, then I think we're going to have a serious pullback, because that is a major decrease in GDP growth from a quarter ago. Durable goods orders are expected to come in higher than last quarter, than last month, because this is a month over month. And when you see MOM over here, MOM, that means month over month. QOQ is quarter over quarter. So that's what you're seeing when you read this. So durable goods orders are expected to increase month over month, and core PCE price index is expected to stay the same. They're saying prices, core PCE price index should not go up. All right, so we got inflation, housing, and consumer data coming out to close out the week. These are some pretty heavy reports. Each one of these days can move the market based on how these reports come out. So if we are going to have some kind of breakout back to the upside, I think it's going to be patient and wait for these reports in alignment with what news comes out with the war this week. So we got to keep an eye on those two things together, okay? We got the war, and then you have all these economic reports coming out that can potentially move markets back to the upside or pin us back down. Now I want to look at what's going on with the skies. What's going on in the skies this week? Hold on. All right. So right now in the cosmos, let me read y'all the breakdown. It says the Mars energy is emphasizing. Oh, let me put myself on the screen so I can see. So we have, it says the Mars energy of today is emphasizing action, competition, and rapid decision making, which can translate into sharp market movements and aggressive trading behavior. But Mars and Saturn are in alignment today. So you say at the same time, Saturn influences represents discipline, structure, and long-term consequences, which can slow momentum and force markets to reassess risks. When Mars and Saturn energies mix, markets often display sudden burst of volatility, quick reversals after strong moves, and increased sensitivity to economic headlines. This is a classic pressure and release cycle. Traders may notice markets pushing strongly in one direction before pausing or reversing as participants reassess positioning. All right, so that's why I'm saying big theme this week is pay attention to momentum. Don't get caught in the false rally, and don't get too overly invested on a downside push. Even though we are in bearish sentiment right now, don't get too overzealous with a downside move and not taking your profits when you had them. If you enter some puts, okay. But there you go. That's gonna be the live for today. You guys make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the Discord. Plenty of gems given out in here daily, from trend lines, price levels, momentum indication, astrological overlays with the market. We do it all. So join the community, be part, contribute yourself, bring them information. I'm always open and love when my community members bring in their information, knowledge, and wisdom. That just helps us grow that much more. And there's no such question as a dumb question. So if you see anything on here that you don't understand, even from something simple as the chart, or what this chart even means, or what are these little lines on the chart you're talking about, ask the questions. I'm here to answer those for you and help us all learn as a community, because investing and wealth, maintaining wealth and maintaining equity and ownership is the key for our black community to develop and grow and close this wealth gap that exists. All right. I'll see you all tomorrow, maybe. I might jump on tomorrow.